interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Yeah, it's just me today. So we're gonna try and kill 2 hours here. Because today is Tuesday, not Wednesday, as the intro said. John is not here, despite what the intro said and what the lower thirds just said. I am going to see the Interrupters tomorrow night. John is opening for Bless the Fall tomorrow night. And the reason I'm not going to see John tomorrow night is because I already had these Interrupters tickets before he even joined the band that he's playing with tomorrow night. So, you know, see Interrupters. It's one of my favorite bands. I'm going. So, I already told John, I said, man, Brian's gonna watch over you, and he's gonna report back to me, and he's gonna let me know how you're doing, because I'm gonna be at the Interrupters show. And, you know, Interrupters time is like, you know, I got this my whole like Interrupters family, right? So we're, you know, that's separate from my brain dead family and trying to support John and all that. I don't know why there's a noise going on. Maybe it's the fan. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I figure, you know, it's Tuesday night. I didn't get a co-host because everybody is super busy this week getting ready for the Music is Art Festival. Hell, my lawyer emailed me at midnight last night, like, hey, can you come in for a half hour tomorrow? And I'm like, sure. And then I got like 3 hours sleep, went to my lawyer, came back, prepared, set up for the show, and luckily I already had that thumbnail done. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to try and promo this a little, and hopefully people will tune in, because it's Tuesday. It's not Wednesday. This is not the usual time slot, and normally I have a co-host, and I can kind of bounce ideas and chat off the co-host. But I don't have that luxury today. And it's Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, so that means people might not know we're here. So I'm just basically stalling right now and killing time, and hopefully we'll get somebody to jump in and start the conversation in the chat, because it's been an interesting week in music. I know we left off last week talking about Dave Grohl and what was going on with him. That was because we got that news last Wednesday, right as the show was about to go on the air. I think it was the night before, maybe it was last Tuesday, where Dave Grohl put out the statement saying he fathered a child with somebody that was not his wife, and that he was trying to basically win his family back and win their trust back. So that's where we left off last week, and it's been quite the adventure since then, because, well, a couple of days later, Jane's Addiction got into a huge fight on stage. It was Perry Farrell attacked Dave Navarro, and the bass player got in some shots on Perry, and from what Perry's wife, I guess, maybe fiance, I don't recall, I don't have the article up, I came somewhat prepared. I didn't come prepared to actually have, documentation of what I'm talking about. But Perry confronted Dave on stage in the middle of the set. From what Perry's wife says, it had to do with stage volume. and that Perry was blowing out his voice every night because he couldn't hear himself because the rest of the band was so damn loud. Now, as a former vocalist, yeah, I can tell you that that is absolutely something that can happen. I've never fought my bandmates over it, but it is definitely something that can happen where you get too loud and you can't hear yourself. I used to particularly have that problem at Club Diablo, back when that was still a thing over on Washington Street, right around the corner from Mohawk Place, because their monitors weren't powerful enough to give me enough vocal over the stage volume with the guitar amp, the bass amp, the drums, and then occasionally my guitar. So yeah, I every time we played there, I blew my voice out every single time because I just couldn't hear myself. So Perry Farrell, yeah, I understand, but he can't do that, man. He can't just he can't take that shit. I mean, is Dave to blame here? Is Dave's amp or amps or whatever Dave Navarro is playing these days, is whatever he's playing these days is turned out up too loud? Is the bass player shit turned up too loud? Is the drummer playing too hard? Is Perry justified in this? I don't know. I don't think there's ever a good reason to just assault your bandmates in front of a sold out crowd and then end up having to cancel your entire rest of your tour because of it. However, also in that statement from Perry's wife was, a note about Perry's mental health, and that it's been building up and building up and building up, and he finally just snapped, and that's what you saw in that footage of Perry Farrell basically assaulting Dave Navarro on stage. So whatever's going on with Perry, me not being the biggest Jane's Addiction fan, whatever's going on with Perry, I hope he gets it sorted out. I'm not a fan of his music, but I don't want to see anybody struggling like that, So if that's what the case is, and it's a mental health, a mental health thing where his, it was just adding up and adding up and adding up, and finally just all this, too much stage volume, and he couldn't hear himself, and he's blowing out his voice every night on the tour, and he's, he just can't take it anymore, man. I get that. I get it. And I hope whatever's eating at him, I hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope he's better, and I hope for the sake of the people who did buy Jane's Addiction tickets, I know it's canceled and you all got refunds, but I hope for the people that were excited for this Jane's Addiction reunion tour, I really hope Perry is feeling, I hope he gets the counseling and whatever he needs and gets everything under control, and hopefully, the rest of the band can make amends. And the statement that Jane's Addiction put out, the rest of Jane's Addiction put out, was they were concerned for his and their safety. The hell was that? You never know what you're going to hear outside on the ThinkSoJoE show. No matter what day it is. That sounded like a motorcycle going by or something. Maybe it was John. Maybe it was John on a scooter. I don't know. No, he was selling that thing. Anyway. But yeah, whatever's the statement from the rest of the Jane's Addiction guys were, we hope Perry gets better and takes care of whatever it is. So actually, let's see if we can find this. There we go. Nice mechanical keyboard sounds there for you. So Perry apologized in an Instagram post saying, This weekend has been incredibly difficult, and after having the time and space to reflect, it's only right that I apologize to my bandmates, especially Dave Navarro, fans, family, and friends for my actions during Friday's show. Unfortunately, my breaking point resulted in unexcusable behavior, and I take full responsibility for how I chose to handle the situation. And we talked about this last week with Dave Grohl. We talked about Dave Grohl stepping up, taking responsibility for what he had done, confessing it, having another confession to make, if you will, and owning it. And Perry Farrell is owning it as well. I want to see if I can find the statement released from the rest of the band. To all the fans, the band have made the difficult decision to take some time away as a group. As such, they will be canceling the remainder of the tour. Refunds for the canceled dates will be issued at your point of purchase or if purchased from a third-party resale site like StubHub, SeatGeek, etc. Please reach out to them direct. Thank you, Jane's Addiction. I thought there was another statement, but apparently that's the only one. And somebody in the comments put a WrestleMania graphic with Dave and Perry. I thought there were maybe it was a Dave Navarro. I swear somebody put out another statement from Jane's Addiction aside from like we're canceling the tour. It had to do with their safety and everything. But I do not see it anywhere. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. But I thought there was another statement from them, and I just don't see it. This week, this is Perry's. We already read Perry's. Somebody's got the Pantera album cover for what the hell is the name of this album? Where Dime's getting punched in the face. They have that as an album cover. Yes, it is Tuesday. John's not here, so the entire intro was a lie today, but it is the Music is Art special, but we're talking about Jane's Addiction right now, and how somebody put the Pantera album cover where Dimebag's getting punched in the face with the Jane's Addiction logo on it. So, yeah, whatever's going on with Perry Farrell, I hope he gets the help he needs or whatever, and I hope for the sake of the fans who were excited for this reunion, I hope they get a show eventually. I hope this all comes back together and they can work things out, especially Perry issued the apology and all that. So I don't know. Don't look at my face. I won't look at your face. I do not have the ability. I don't even know what your face looks like. I mean, I can see the little tiny thumbnail right there, but that's not a current shot of your face right now. It is not a live view. But yeah, so Jane's Addiction, big fight and apologies and tour cancellations and mental health and all this. So good luck. Hope Perry gets better. Hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope at some point Jane's Addiction can come together and rebook this reunion tour for the people who wanted it. And again, I wasn't part of that audience. I like a couple of songs, but like anything else I've heard from them, I'm like, this isn't that good. So, I know Brian liked them, and he tried to get me into them, and I just wasn't. So, hopefully whatever the case is, hopefully the Jane's Addiction fans get the reunion tour. And I guess I saw one of the Gallaghers from Oasis, they posted a comment on a video of this or something where it was like, oh, they're savages or something like that. So, it is, I think it was Liam. Let me see. Liam Gallagher. Their attitude stinks. That's what he said. So, what are the odds? I'm sure somebody is taking odds right now. Somebody's taking bets on how long into Oasis's tour this exact same scenario plays itself out. where Liam punches Noel or Noel punches Liam, or they have some kind of big dust up and everybody goes wherever they're going. Everybody just goes, oh, we're not doing this anymore, and cancel the rest of the tour. People are shocked they haven't done it already. But yeah, that was the big until today, the big news in music, aside from John Bon Jovi. And John Bon Jovi, let me find this. Come for my soothing voice, stay for the mechanical keyboard. So John Bon Jovi, hi Jasmine, helped save a woman from a bridge. Story contains descriptions of, so trigger warnings, suicidal ideations. I guess the lady was about to jump. John Bon Jovi helped save a woman, but the history of life-saving acts on the John Siegenthaler Bridge dates back 70 years when John Siegenthaler did the same. Now, John Bon Jovi, for a little while, was public enemy number one in Buffalo. And I saw a post in a Simpsons group, and it was, Dave Grohl saying, I'm an imposter. That man is the real nicest man in rock, and pointing to Bon Jovi. And I left a comment and I said, actually, let me find this. I want to find exactly what I said, because oh no, it wasn't the one where I made fun of the entire Buffalo Bills Mafia. But I said, getting flashbacks of when my entire hometown had a ban on Bon Jovi because Donald Trump started a rumor that he only wanted to buy our NFL team so he could move him to Toronto. So, story goes, Bon Jovi was in the running to buy the Buffalo Bills, as was Donald Trump and a couple of other investors, including current owner Terry Pegula. And the rumor starts going around that Bon Jovi is going to move the team to Toronto if he buys them. They are no longer going to be in Buffalo. He is packing them up. He's moving them north of the border. They're going to be the Toronto Bills, or, I presume they would come up with a better name than that. Because Buffalo Bills at least makes some modicum of sense. It's still a dumbass fucking name, but it is what it is. And I'm aware that my team is, the 49ers. But anyway, so the rumor goes around that Bon Jovi is planning to move the Bills to Toronto. And I heard an interview years later, way after Terry Pegula bought the team, and eventually won that bidding war to buy the team. They didn't let Trump buy him, and Bon Jovi didn't buy him, and Terry Pegula, who owns the Sabres, bought the Bills. And Bon Jovi, in this interview, says that he never had any intent. He was talking about the bands on, the bands on playing Bon Jovi on the jukebox at bars. Like, they were deleting his songs off of jukeboxes. They weren't letting you play them. And you're legally changing your name. What are you changing your name to? Are you finally changing it to Laura Moore? Are you actually going to be Laura Moore now? Anyway, so Bon Jovi gives this interview. Tuesday night, ThinkSoJoE. You're right. I'm here. So Bon Jovi gives this interview. This is, again, years later, and he says that he never intended to move the Bills to Buffalo. That was a rumor that was started by Donald Trump to get the public to get the public against Bon Jovi so that Trump had a better shot at buying the Bills. Now, if you ask me, we should have let Trump buy the Bills. And because he would have been too busy running his NFL team to run for president. I can distract your last hour of work. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know Lidl's is also working till 7 because I asked him if he wanted to co-host today, and he's like, oh, I don't get out. Well, I was going to ask him, and I was like, what time you work? He said, I get out at 7. I said, never mind then. But yes, so the whole Bon Jovi trying to buy the Bills to move them to Toronto. False. Rumors started by Donald Trump. Oh, okay. Okay. Simplifying things. Just change it to Lisa Williams. Nice. All right. Did I say your real name? Well, you said it in the chat, so I guess I could say it on. I read it off the chat, so it's fair game, I guess. But yeah. So what was I talking about? Bon Jovi. Yeah. So Bon Jovi now, who we can forgive, I guess, for all the rumors that Donald Trump started about him trying to buy the Bills to move him to Toronto. We can, we can look at him now with some reverence because he talked a woman down from this bridge. He happened to be shooting a music video. Okay. He happened to be shooting a music video, and he sees this woman in crisis, and he goes and he talks to her, and he talks her off the ledge, and quite literally, and saved this woman's life. And this was in Nashville, in Tennessee. And of course, if you are struggling with any of that, we do have at the end of the show every week, we have we'll put it up right now. We have the important phone numbers here you can call. If you're in Buffalo, the crisis hotline, 716-834-3131, or, the suicide and crisis lifeline, 988, you could call. So if you're feeling that way, that's, those numbers are always on this show every single week. We put them up at the end of the show. And because, we want everybody to be here. We want to, whatever's going on, things get better. They always do. And the world's a better place with you in it. So Bon Jovi goes over, he talks to this woman, he gets her off the bridge. He saved a life. And this guy was a pariah in Buffalo years ago because everybody thought he was trying to move the Bills to Toronto. I read no, she's not changing her name to Laura. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah. So Bon Jovi, lifesaver. Things do always get better. Absolutely. Like, those the sadness and all that. That's all temporary, man. That shit goes away. There's always shit to, there's always shit that, to look forward to, and new challenges to conquer and whatever, So, kudos to Bon Jovi. This news is from today. Diddy was arrested. Sean Diddy Combs, charged with federal sex trafficking. Wow. I haven't read any of this yet. This is Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last night at a hotel in New York City, has been charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. At the hearing today in Manhattan, Combs pled not guilty. He was denied bail and will remain in custody. The charges are tied to freak-offs, coerced sex acts that Combs allegedly orchestrated and recorded, according to a federal indictment. A bail appeal hearing has been set for tomorrow afternoon. Combs has faced a wave of lawsuits, one as recent as last week, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct in the past year. He has denied any wrongdoing, so if he's guilty of what he's saying he's doing, throw him in jail. Let him experience all that. So there's this, my thing is with artists, and we've talked about this plenty of times on this show, of what like separating the art from the artist, and I'm not saying that, like, I don't know how I'll live without listening to fucking Sean Combs. Especially after I was able to just be like, I don't, that's what Manson's doing, fuck him, and stop listening to his music. but my problem is that you can't listen to Biggie without listening to Diddy, and I don't want to give up Biggie because Biggie's not the one that was doing all this dumbass shit. But I don't want to. But now I don't want to stream Big's music because Diddy's on it, and there's so much bad boy shit that Diddy is on, like the Old Dirty Bastard remix of Mariah Carey's Fantasy has Diddy on it, and I don't know if he gets royalties from that. I can't imagine he doesn't because it is the bad boy remix, right? So my whole thing is I don't want to stream this music and get this dude royalties. But I also like these songs and I like the artists that are on them. Can't live without listening to the Brain Dead with R. Anyway, anyway, good luck with that one. I don't even think we were in the room once, and I don't think anybody ever hit a record button. So good luck with that. But yeah, so what do I feel like I'm gonna have to like just go through like ASCAP and kind of see who gets royalties on some of these songs that Puffy's on, because I don't want him getting any money off of me. Just like Manson, that's why I don't listen to Manson. It's because like I don't want him to get my money. Breaking the law 24/7 in Laura's house. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of songs that he's on that I don't really care for. And, I did see him perform a medley of songs at WrestleMania once. So I'm sure WWE is probably already currently in the process of deleting that from Peacock and the WWE network or whatever. But, I don't know. I'm just not, I can't really, I don't really want to support somebody. I don't want money going in his pocket because I want to listen to, Mariah Carey's Fantasy remix. Joe is talking about fucked up shit happening, and my coworkers are throwing rubber ducks around. This is Maximo's life right now. Yeah. That's the good life, man. That's the good life. You get to listen to me tell you the news, the latest music news, and you get to have ducks, rubber ducks thrown around. But we're here today. I know I just kind of went on 30 minutes of let's talk about music news. We're here today to talk about the Music is Art Festival, which is coming up this Saturday in Buffalo at Terminal B from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And the festival is free. There is $10 parking at Terminal B. There is free parking along Furman Boulevard. Actually, I got the whole thing right here. Let me pull that up. And I will tell you, additional free parking available along Furman Boulevard and down the road at Outer Harbor Drive. They will have 2 free shuttles. Donations are appreciated, running throughout the event. One that will circle Furman Road. Later, Laura. Have a good day at work. One shuttle that will circle Furman Boulevard, and one that will pick up and drop off at 617 Washington Street in downtown Buffalo. Ride sharing is encouraged, so Uber, Lyft, all that. Whatever, it is a pain in the ass to get to the Outer Harbor on foot. But with Uber, Lyft, buses, they got this free shuttle running. They're making it. They're trying to make it as easy as possible to get in and out of Music is Art this year, and I think it's honestly going to be easier, maybe, than Riverworks because you got an actual. You don't have traffic backed up on a bridge. I'm co-host. I'm host. I'm co-host. I'm everybody. Hi, Mark. Jesus is my co-host. No. Anyway, Brian's my co-host. See him? He's back there. He's watching over. But yeah, so I actually have my itinerary all written up for Music is Art, and as usual, I'm actually going to get this out of my way here. I'm going to move it over here. As usual, we're going to play 4 bands that are playing at Music is Art. one band from the first 3 hours, second 3 hours, third 3 hours, last 3 hours, and all performing on different stages. And so, and we're gonna start with early in the day. First of all, Karma Queen's opening the whole thing. 11 a.m. Terminal B, Stage 2. That's where I will be. Is watching Karma Queen. And then I got another band between them and this band. This is a band that I had the opportunity to see open for the YouTube famous cover band First to 11. Brian's the co-host today. They opened for First to 11 at Mohawk Place, and quite frankly, I thought they were much younger than they actually are. So I inadvertently gave them a compliment, because I was like, "Hey, are you guys even old? Like, if I book you on a show, are you old enough to play these venues?" And they said, and the one says, "Sir, I'm 35, 32, or 35 or something." And I'm like, oh shit, okay, you guys don't look it. But this is Star Theory, and believe it or not, this is the first time I'm actually playing them on the show. Actually, that's true of the first 3 bands on this show, I think. First time that they're getting airplay on the show. This is Star Theory, and this song is called Mess You Made on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
I'm really having a hard time dressing myself right now and how I'm feeling all this. It's a shit show, and it's a mess that I've made.
You set the fire and then walked away. Now I'm surrounded by the mess you made. You were such a liar, it was all a game. Now all I'm left with is the mess you made. Sank my teeth into who I was. Try to come to terms with my mouth full of blood. The taste is bitter, full of bad disease. But that's all I have, that's all that's left of me. You left me empty, left me mummified. You were a darkness that metastasized. You set the fire and then walked away. Now I'm surrounded by the mess you made. You were such a liar, it was all a game. Now all I'm left with is the mess you made. Calm composure, I took my place as the next contender on your puppet stage. I played my part like the perfect pawn, but the curtains close now, and you're online. You knew the ending, you wrote every scene. I walked blindly into your tragedy. You set the fire and then walked away. Now I'm surrounded by the mess you made. You were such a liar, it was all a game. Now all I'm left with is the mess you made.
Star Theory, the song called Mess You Made on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. They are our choice today for the first 3 hours of Music is Art and the Terminal B Stage 2, where they are playing at 12:30. And we're gonna go probably through these 3 hour chunks here in different stages, and where you can see bands and what bands I'm really looking forward to. I know I've already said I'm going to be at Terminal B Stage 2 at 11 o'clock, right when the festival starts. I'm going to go see Karma Queen. I'm what I hate about being at seeing bands at 11 o'clock is I'm usually the only fucking person there watching the bands at 11 o'clock. I saw Jay Aquarius, who is on my list. He's playing 2:30 Terminal B Stage 1. I saw Jay Aquarius open Music is Art a few years ago now, maybe 3-4 years ago. And I think it was 2019. I think it was pre-pandemic. Maybe it was was it 2018? Jeez, when the hell did I... It was, oh man, I can't remember when it was, but I saw Jay Aquarius, and there was me and a bunch of staff watching him play. And I felt bad because you know, Jay is an amazing performer and was still putting their heart into the entire you know, the entire performance, and you know, just you know, it's one of those things where, like, even if you are just playing for staff and, you know, the one dude that showed up to see you, you know, you play like you're playing Wembley, you know, or you know, I guess here, New Era Field, or whatever the fuck it's called these days. So I really, really encourage you. There's a bunch of bands playing at 11 o'clock. We're going to talk about all of them. Really encourage you to come out early and stay all day. Yeah, it's 12 hours. Yeah, that's a long ass time. But there's so many good bands all throughout the day, and we're going to talk about a lot of them today. Karma Queen being, still call it Ralph Wilson say, yeah, right. I mean, the baseball stadium downtown is what, Sailing Field now? I still occasionally, my brain goes, oh, Pilot Field. And I wasn't even living here when it was Pilot Field. Anyway, I highly encourage you to do the all-day thing, man. Do the all, there's, you know, you could go hide away in some tents somewhere and get out of the sun for a little bit, or, you know, but there's so much going on and so many bands and such a huge thing that they're doing this year. And my biggest problem is skate park stage. I'm going to point where it would be, like if I had a map here, I'm going to point where it would be. Skate park stage would be here. And the Terminal B stages are here. The exact opposite ends of the Music is Art Festival. And my shit reads like Terminal B, Lakeside Lawn, Terminal B, skate parks, Refringe, Terminal B, skate park, Terminal B, skate park. Back and forth across the entire distance. And I posted my list, and Sarah, the programming director for Music is Art, she says, shit, you're going to get your steps in. Yeah, I'm aware of this. I'm also aware that as much as I would like to come see like 15 minutes of a set, a lot of the time, it's more realistically going to be, I'm going to see a song and then I'm going to have to bounce so I could go to see somebody else I want to see. But Karma Queen kicking off Terminal B Stage 2 at 11 o'clock. The Water Dogs kicking off Terminal B Stage 1. Marshmallow Overcoat on Lakeside Lawn Stage 1. The Garden Club on the Blues Americana stage. Susan Peters Jazz on the Refringe stage. KD 716 on the skate park stage. Again, best stage of the festival, if you ask me, skate park stage. Hello Molly Duo at 11 a.m. on the Buskers Alley stage, A. Bewitched Buffalo on the Dance Beats stage. That's all dance troops over there. Natrix on the Pyramid DJ stage. The Silent Disco kicks off at 11 o'clock with Dabasaurus. And that goes until 11 o'clock p.m. Potent J on the Tandava Buffalo stage. There's a battle of some featuring False Alarm, Astronaut Junkie, Cobras, and Echolocator, and Hooked Wire and After the World at 11 a.m. on the Kids Village Bike Park stage. So all over, and that's just the bands that are right at 11. There are 11:15 bands like Hey to Dance on the Dance Beat stage. You got Bob Melucci on the Buskers B stage. Just there's so many bands. Claire Elizabeth and the Gentlemen on Lakeside Lawn stage 2 at 11:15. So pretty good state universities on 11:45, and that's they're on my list at the Lakeside Lawn stage 1. I am stoked to see them play Music is Art. They have been Vince particularly has been a good friend of mine for years, and even though I did forget his name, like completely just blanked out at once, I'd still feel bad for that. But PGSU, we've played a few shows with them over the last year or two, and they're a great band. They just did their CD release last week, which is why we're not playing them this week, is because we played them last week, but 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. But they're on 11:45 at Lakeside Lawn stage 1. Yeah, just so many bands, just early within that first hour. There's so many good bands playing. It's ridiculous. Just you're getting right from the start. Just amazing bands just starting right at 11 o'clock, right in that first hour, and you're starting with good bands. And it just gets better as the day goes on. And that's not to say that Karma Queen and PGSU and Claire Elizabeth and all those other artists I just mentioned. Hello Molly. It's quite amazing. It's not me trying to say that these are not good bands, because I've literally said that Karma Queen is the band you go see when you want to feel bad about how bad you are at your instrument. So I'm not saying that these are bad bands opening, but I'm saying like this show this event gets better and better as the day goes on, and this is just the 11 o'clock bands we're talking about. This is bands in the first hour of the show, and we're going to talk about this show, this festival in 3-hour chunks, because it is a 12-hour festival. It is from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and I think I was there at 11 last year, and I'm pretty sure we stayed pretty much till midnight, because we were still finding things to do after 11 o'clock, after the bands were done. And finally, we're just like, okay, we need to go home. And I was like, I am not moving. Because I was out there 12 hours, over 12 hours. I'm like, I am not moving for the next 3 days. And then I had Teenage Bottle Rocket tickets the next night, so I still had to go out. And then I was like, okay, I'm done, not moving for a week. And then my buddy Marky's like, hey, you want to go see Everclear? Brian would want you to go. And I went and saw Everclear on Tuesday. And I'm already like, I'm seeing the Interrupters tomorrow night. And then I'm going to music. I got Music is Art 12 hours. And I'm pretty sure I had found something to do the next day or a couple of days. I think I wanted to go to Alkaline Trio, which is a couple of days later. So, it's kind of crazy how much shit I do around Music is Art when I know I'm going to be there all fucking day, all 12 hours of the show. Let's get into the 12 o'clock hour now, because we've got PGSU at Lakeside Lawn Stage 1. We've got Star Theory, who you just heard, at Terminal B Stage 2 at 12:30. When Legions Fall, who've been guests on the show, and Austin's been a co-host. They're at the skate park stage at 12:45. In fact, they're at the skate park stage right before the Living Brain Dead. So you get back-to-back awesome bands with awesome, kick-ass, badass female singers. You get When Legions Fall, you get us right back-to-back on the skate park stage, starting at 12:30. 12:45 rather. That's when Legions Fall is on. But also, There's also Prairie Pavement is on at noon on Terminal B Stage 2. Just looking for bands I recognize at this point instead of just reading the whole damn thing, because I fall into that trap a lot. No, When Legions Fall is at 12:30. They're on at the same time as Star Theory. So my plan is to see 15 minutes of Star Theory and then rush over to the stage that I'm playing on to see the last half of When Legions Fall. So I wrote my list that way. Trevor Stribbing, he's an amazing artist. He is playing the Buskers Alley at 12:30, Stage A. I'm just kind of looking again to see artists I know, and instead of just kind of rattling off like, oh, this band's playing here and this band's here and this band's here, because I fall into that trap and I start putting myself to sleep with that. So I don't want to do that to you guys. But those are some bands that are playing the 12 o'clock hour. 1 o'clock hour? I am gutted. I am straight up gutted that I cannot see the Spit Sisters. They're playing Lakeside Lawn at 1:30. We are playing Skate Park Stage at 1:15. So by the time we get done and get our gear off stage, there is no way I'm going to make it over to the Lakeside Lawn stage for the second half of to catch any of their set. Luckily, I just saw them last weekend and I got their EP that they released, which is fantastic, and they are amazing. But come see us instead, because we're it's one of our last shows for a while, and then we got something big coming. So, oh shit, did I just fall into that cliche? Did I just do the cliche thing and say big things coming when I'm in a local band? I didn't mean to do that. Plus, I think I'm pretty sure you all know what it is anyway. So, but we're still in the 1 o'clock hour here. Rockabilly Steve and BR3 is at the Blues Americana stage when we're playing at 1:15. I'm trying to, I don't really want to give you guys too much to go on for the 1 o'clock hour. 10:12 is going to be our last show for a while. That's the Bastard 10th anniversary show. And then the big thing comes after that for us. Just Jen is playing Buskers Alley Stage B at 1:30. And she's a fantastic artist. I caught her at Music is Art a few years ago. We'll talk about her again in a little while. I think it's the 4 o'clock hour where she's gonna come back up. But yeah, amazing artists all throughout those first 3 hours. And of course, I highly encourage you to come to the skate park stage and see us, because we are Music is Art vets at this point. This is our third straight Music is Art, and it's our third straight Music is Art with a different lineup, if you could believe that, because 2 years ago was our last show with our former vocalist, and our first show with who is now our other guitar player, but he was our bass player then. Last year was Jill's first Music is Art with us, and this year now we've moved our then bass player to guitar, and we have a new bass player, so we're a 5-piece. It's our first Music is Art as a 5-piece, and it's our favorite. It's literally my favorite day of the entire year in Buffalo. It is too bad you'll be working. I don't know, man. I've been trying to gently recommend to people that they take the 21st off and go to Music is Art, because it is really the best day of the year in Buffalo. I mean, I know a couple of weeks ago I was seeing everybody saying, oh, it's the best day of the year because the Buffalo Bills are back, yay! And, it's just, for me, it's this, for me being a music fan, not a Bills fan, used up all your time touring. Fair enough. But for me, as not a Bills fan, as a music fan, as a musician, as somebody who is a staunch supporter of local music, who's gonna sit here for 2 fucking hours on a Tuesday night by myself in a studio, talking at a camera, telling you about this epic festival that happens every year, it's my favorite day of the year. And there was no way I was gonna let this week go by without doing a Music is Art special, without talking up all these bands without playing bands that are playing on the show. We weren't gonna not do a show this week just because we were both busy on Wednesdays, and I wasn't gonna say, well, fuck it, I'm just not gonna do one because I didn't have a co-host. So, of course, like I said, Brian's a co-host. Brian's with me in spirit at all times. Yeah, it's gonna be it's just 12 hours of just all your friends playing in bands, playing music. You walk around, you walk to one place, hey, there's your buddy up on stage singing. Hey, there's your other buddy over there, he's playing guitar. Your friend back there, she's playing drums. Like, oh, and there's the clown I know. He's in the middle of the whole thing at the sideshow stage. Sideshow, is there even a sideshow stage this year? I don't even know. I don't see a sideshow stage listed, but there is a. Oops, that's not what I wanted to click on. There is a 716 sideshow area there. It is where the Lakeside Lawn stages are, and also wrestling, because you can't have Music is Art without pro wrestling. That is, I believe, Nickel City Wrestling puts on some exhibitions every year at Music is Art. So right in the middle of all of this now is the sideshow and the wrestling and the Lakeside Lawn stage and apparently the drinking area, it says on the map, and the porta potties are right there as well. What are these? Okay, the stars are vendors or artists, and the eyes are live art. The record is a DJ stage, and this symbol here is MIA info on this map. So I'm looking at this. Jill's a little upset because beer tents. I haven't had anybody actually say this. I haven't seen anybody actually say this, but it is probably accurate that there's going to be a beer area. It says a drinking area, so I'm assuming you can't just wander around the grounds with alcohol. I'm assuming. Because there are two areas where there's a beer mug on the map. There's also food trucks. There's just all kinds of stuff. Teen paint. If you're a teenager, you can go get your face painted over there. Stamp out art installation. I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll read about some of this stuff in a little bit. Just kind of looking at this map. I'll put the map up on the screen here if I can. Hold on, can I? Copy image address. Let's see if we can put this up on the screen. Browser. A map. Oh, there we go. We're gonna paste this and hit OK, and oh, there it is. Okay, let's make it a little bigger there. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's the map for Music is Art this year, and that's I don't think my mouse is gonna show. Now my mouse doesn't show up, so you can see, like, if you can see my hands. So right over here in this corner is the skate park stage, and right down here in this corner, that is where the terminal B stages are, which is that's a lot of distance between those two stages, and that's where I'm bouncing back and forth most. That's where I'm gonna be before I go see When Legions Fall, before we play, because Star Theory's playing over there at 12:30. I'm gonna have to rush over for 12:40, try and get to see at least some of When Legions Fall, because Jenny and Austin are two of my closest friends, and I'm stoked to see them, but also, like, I'm stoked to see Star Theory. I've been trying to book them on a show ever since I first saw them. They got an RC racetrack and an RC crawler park, and there's the Pyramid DJ stage is right in between, and it's right near the first aid, and right near a bus stop. I'm looking at this map. I'm getting there's a roller flow. It shows a picture of a roller skate. I don't know what that is. I don't know what roller flow is. That looks like it might be interesting. There's more stuff I want to talk about when we get back from the next song break about things that are happening at the Music is Art festivals. So is a building with restrooms. There's a DIY skate park, which is right next to the skate park stage. Last year, we were on the skate park stage at Riverworks, and it was Good Morning Dewey. And it was right across the street from, or it was not right across the street. On the opposite end of the rink that we were playing on was an actual skate park. I saw Brandon Ross surface. He sent me a follow request on. He followed me on Instagram. So good. I'm glad to see Brandon has reemerged. But yeah, just so much ground to cover with all these tents, and like I'm just trying to picture, because I know how big this stage, the Terminal B stage, is. Yeah, he didn't message me. He sent me he followed me, and I followed him back, and that was the extent of things. I hope he's doing okay, because it's been a minute, and I saw that that old spot that they had that show that we did is now a DIY venue. So. Cool. He's doing music with POTUS. I got through a lot of that 25-minute Joe's Barbecue thing. Where did I get to? I got 16 minutes into the 25 minutes, and then I had to leave. I forget where I was going, but I had to leave. Yeah, Sean Mabb owns it now. He was looking for bands, and I suggested that we play it, and then unfortunately we just timing wasn't going to work, so we're probably going to shoot to try and play there when we're back from our little mini break after the Bastard show. So yeah, cool DIY venue in Rochester that Sean Mabb is booking shows out of now, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, 16 minutes of 25. He knows though, because that was the night, because I had to leave to go to the Virus X show, where I hung out with Leland for the rest of the night. Leland and Skinny and Dave. Maximo wasn't there, so it was like most of Bastard, all but one of Bastard, and only one of Brain Dead there. So the whole show isn't about Sean. It's just this section's about Sean. We're talking about he got this venue that is a really cool fucking DIY venue, and I am stoked that it is a venue now, because I have actually performed there just as part of Yellow Sauce, and also kind of sort of as part of Nuclear Winter. Maximo made plans before someone reminded him of this. Dude, we played Virus X on the show last week, and I forgot about it. And then I saw Rick Miami posted something on Facebook, and I'm like, oh shit, that's tonight. And I was like, can I get there? And I was like, oh shit, I can get there. Yeah, Leland saw my comment telling you to stay home and listen to the song or go out, and he sent me yeah. I forgot all about it, and then I posted the status about like, I don't feel like doing anything, but I also don't want to sit around the house. And Skinny was like, oh, Virus X, album release tonight. Like, this is like the 30th album release for this same album. We played one of the first ones. It's still on my shelf back here. But yeah, when we get back from the song break, we're gonna talk about stuff that's going on in the between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock at Music is Art, including this band, who was not initially on my list, but I've seen their name pop up enough that I'm kind of curious enough to scoot over and see them at 3:45 on Lakeside Lawn Stage 2. I've got them squeezed in now between Not Normal, that's where we're going to talk about Just Jen again, and the Safety Meeting. So this is Matt Smith's Nervous System, And this song is called On the Breakdown Line on All WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Alone, I realize the space. I've come to recognize my place. No longer searching for a sign. Yeah, I know just where it's at. On the breakdown line. Inside my mind, you're ready to go. Dance your disco. And make a mess of my time. Yeah, all clutters and low vibrations on the breakdown line. The breakdown line is nothing new. I've caught the years and the years have caught for you. We all find out in our own time what it's all about on the breakdown line. Everything's some baby wrong sometimes. Everything's some baby wrong sometimes. I once saw you checking out on the breakdown line. Easy to lose yourself every now and then. From time to time, signals cut and static's blue. Everyone trying to find different versions of you out on the breakdown line. On the breakdown line. Different versions of you on the breakdown line. Different versions of you out on the breakdown line.
Matt Smith's Nervous System, the song called On the Breakdown Line. Now, my phone has a feature, right? And it's part of the operating system. Sorry for the chair noise. It's part of the operating system. You can turn it on and it will basically Shazam songs for you, except it's not Shazam because Shazam is owned by Apple, and this is a feature on my Google Pixel. It basically, when there's music playing, it will tell you what the song is if it knows it right away, or you can tap the little icon and it'll tell you what it is. When I picked up my phone when we went to the song break, it was telling me that I was listening to Last Night by The Strokes. Now, the only music that I hear and I've got headphones on, so there is a possibility that there's music I am not hearing going on outside. It told me it was Last Night by the Strokes. The only music that I was hearing was the song from Matt Smith's Nervous System, who are playing at Lakeside Lawn Stage 2 at 3:45 on Saturday at Music is Art. So why it was... that song didn't sound anything like Last Night by the Strokes. So I don't know if maybe my landlady's got music on outside and it's just low enough where I can't hear it past the headphones. But my phone can hear it and is telling me what music is playing out there. It's not telling me anything right now. So that was weird, right? But yes, that's we're gonna talk about bands playing from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock now, because there's good ones. I'll give you my list of what I'm planning on seeing in those couple of hours there, and then we'll look and we'll see who else is playing, and we'll kind of shout out anybody else that we're familiar with or looks like they may be interesting. 2 o'clock, I've got Smitten for Trash on the Refringe stage, so I am gonna basically be like, John, I need to put my guitar in your car. Go throw my shit in the car, run over to that stage, see Smitten for Trash at 2 o'clock. I've got Jay Aquarius at 2:30 on the Terminal B Stage 1. I'm happy that he's got a set a little later in the festival this year, because the last year I tried to see him, but I just missed him because we had to get to our stage. And the year, I don't know if it was the year before, a couple of years before that, I saw him at 11 o'clock in the morning and nobody was there. So I'm really happy he's got a later time slot in the middle of the festival, essentially, at 2:30. That's not even the middle of that's still early, honestly. 5 o'clock would be the middle of the festival. At 2:45, Skyway is on the skate park stage. Absolutely stoked to once again be on the same stage as Skyway. Second year in a row. We still need to make a proper show happen with Skyway and the Living Brain Dead, and then our drummers can argue over who's the loudest drummer in Buffalo. Because my drummer is a little upset that I keep telling him that your drummer's louder than he is. Which I really wish he wasn't anywhere near as loud as your drummer. But it is what it is. Skamagachi at 3 o'clock on the Terminal B Stage 2. This is where I start bouncing back and forth from the stage over here to the stage over here. Because we got Skyway on the skate park stage. 15 minutes later, there's Skamagachi on the Terminal B Stage 2. Not Normal, which just Jen, who we mentioned earlier, is playing on one of the busking stages. She is in that band. That is at 3:30 on the skate park stage. They're on my list. 4 o'clock, the Safety Meeting back at Terminal B Stage 2, and Tokyo Monsters at 4:15 on the skate park stage. So I am literally like, I'm gonna see a song over here. I'm gonna see a song over here. I'm gonna go back and see another song over here, and then another song over here, and just back and forth. And yeah, I am getting my steps in. On Saturday at the Music is Art Festival. So many bands, just so many bands, and I am so stoked for this whole thing. And let's look at more of the 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock bands. Voyager on the Terminal B Stage 1. I'm basically looking for artists that I've heard of or that look like they may be interesting. Abandoned Trains, amazing band. We've had the privilege of playing with them. They are at 2:30 on Terminal B Stage 2. We're looking at 5 Round Bout. That's Michael Delano, who just opened Michael Delano himself, singer-songwriter, just opened a heavy metal show on Saturday night at Mohawk Place. This past Saturday, he's playing with his band 5 Round Bout, 2:45 p.m., Lakeside Lawn, Stage 1. So that's this place. Obviously, we just played Matt Smith's Nervous System. He's at 3:45 on Lakeside Lawn Stage 2. Randall and the Late Night Scandals is an amazing band. They're at 2:30 on the Blues Americana stage. Check them out. Sardine are really talented musicians. We've had them on when I was with Karina. We had them on a couple of her benefit shows for MS awareness. They're an amazing band. They're on at 3 o'clock, followed immediately by Loaded and Gorgeous on the Blossom stage. We got Smitten for Trash at 2 o'clock. I already mentioned them. They're on my list. One of my favorite bands. That's at the Refringe stage. We basically said everybody who is on the skate park stage between 2 and 5. We did not mention the Queen Guillotine that is playing right after the Living Brain Dead at 2 o'clock on the skate park stage. So that's the only one that's not on my list. Is the one that would be the most convenient to see, and that's because they're playing at the same time as my friends in Spittin' for Trash. You see my dilemma here. I can't be in two places at once. I can't teleport from stage to stage. I gotta see like one song from each band and move on. And that kind of sucks. It's like a sampler, I guess. I would really love to be able to just kind of stay at a stage and watch a band, but it's like, no, but as soon as this band finishes this song, I gotta go over here because I want to see this other band. Hey, I've been really meaning to see this band. This is my problem all day. All day. I don't know any of the people on Buskers Alley A in this time frame, or B, or C for that. No, Molly Conrad is on at 3:15. I'm pretty sure I'm Facebook friends with her. I think. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. I know that name though. Did she play my porch for Porch Fest one year? That might be where I know that name. 3:15. Molly Conrad, Buskers Alley C. What else are we looking at here? We got a bunch of Dance Academy stuff on the Dance Beat stage, of course. DJs and the Silent Disco still going strong during those 3 hours. Chaos Theory, Fifth Column, and Shelby Rose on the Tindava Buffalo stage. The Kids Village stage has a bunch of, kid stuff happening. And, also during this hour, the VIP stage starts. If you have the VIP tickets, there's Elliot Hunt of Letter to Elise. They are on my list for later on in the day. Chris Trapper has back-to-back VIP performances at 4:30 and 5:30, and Robbie Takak is on at 6:30. I know we're talking, 2 to 5 right now, but we'll talk about Robbie right now, because if it wasn't for Robbie, we wouldn't have this festival. And one of my favorite games to play, you guys know this, I'm sure, if you've been following this show for long enough. One of my favorite games to play at Music is Art is how long does it take me to find Robbie Takak once I get there? Once I get out of the car, how long does it take me to find Robbie? And last year, I literally I got out of the car. Hey, look, there he is. A couple of years ago, it took me a minute. I was actually over. They had the stage on, it was actually on the water. It was like like a dock or something. I don't know what it was. But there's a little stage, and Karma Queen's playing, and I'm up right on leaning up against the railing behind Riverworks, and I'm watching Karma Queen play. And John was with me, but John took a phone call so he could tell somebody where to go to find how to get to Music is Art, and where our stage was that we were playing on. So he went to take this phone call, and I thought he came back, and I turned to say something to him like, "Wait a minute, that's not John. That's Robbie Takak of the fucking Goo Goo Dolls." And I was like, "Hey, Robbie, can I get a picture?" He's, yeah, man, of course, yeah, of course. So took a picture with him. He hung out. He watched Karma Queen for a little bit, and then he took back off. And I seen him a bunch of times throughout the festival. John finally shows back up. I'm like, "Dude, you missed Robbie." He's like, "I missed Robbie?" I'm like, "Yeah, you missed Robbie." It took John till like almost the end of the festival to find him. Fun game to play. How long does it take you to find Robbie Takak? I have seen him at every single Music is Art, and it's not hard to do. I've seen him at every single Music is Art festival that I've been to, and I've been. I went to one of the early ones in the GCR parking lot. My friend Heather Meir was playing, and Clear was one of the bigger names on the bill. So I went and I saw Heather and I saw Clear, and I came home and I was severely sunburnt. And I remember that much. But I met Robbie then, and my camera didn't, and my phone didn't save the picture. This was flip phone era, so probably it would have been a shitty picture anyway. And then I didn't go for a while, and you didn't hear much about them. And I was out with my ex-wife, and we were just looking for some shit to do. And on the back of we used to have this magazine or newspaper, whatever you want to call it, called Art Voice. And on the back, there's this big flyer for Music is Art Festival. I think it was the 9th Music is Art Festival, and it was at what do you call it? AKG, the Albright Knox Art Gallery, and in Delaware Park, and it was like, oh, let's go, and we went, and we saw a bunch of bands that we like, and so many, and then since then I think I've been to every single one since. Or at least I've attempted to. I went to one at Delaware Park, and it was just pouring rain. And I was trying so hard to stay and see the bands. Particularly Lost Elysium was on Music is Art. I remember, and I got there early and I saw Arlo Price perform, and then I was it starts raining, and I'm just I need to figure this out. I really want to stay. I really want to see my friends' bands play. So I hopped a bus. Because this is at Delaware Park, so I went up to Delaware. I hopped a bus. Was it Delaware or Elmwood? Elmwood. No, Delaware. Elmwood. It was Elmwood. I walked up to Elmwood. I caught the 20 bus to Home Depot. I went in. They got those really inexpensive, big golf umbrellas, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna buy an umbrella, and then I'll be okay to go back to Music is Art. Well, I get out of Home Depot, and I'm walking up the parking lot, and I get to the street, and I'm standing at the bus stop, and the wind just blows the umbrella up, and it breaks the umbrella. And so I'm like, well, shit. So I walk back into Home Depot. I'm like, yo, I just bought this. And they're like, oh, let us give you another one. So they gave me a replacement one. And I didn't even make it halfway up the parking lot before the wind took that one out too. So I went back. I'm like, guys, can I just have my money back? Because these things suck. And I bussed back to Delaware Park to the bus stop by UB over there, or Buff State, I think it is. Yeah, to the bus station, or a bus shelter at Buff State. And I'm sitting in the bus shelter. I'm like, do I want to go back out in the rain and see these bands, particularly Lost Elysium, because Brian? And I ultimately decided, nah, fuck this. I'm taking the next bus home, and went home. So that was I missed most of that Music is Art, and then I think the next year was, Brian was playing in 2 bands. He was playing for Lost Elysium, and he was playing for a band out of New York called Transgender Jesus. And it's raining on and off throughout the festival. And so times are starting to get pushed back and back and back. And now Transgender Jesus, they have some people that are supposed to be flag bearers. They're just wearing a white poncho and carrying a flag with the band's logo on it or whatever. And my friend Brandon was supposed to be one. However, it was getting later and later and later, and he was like, I can't stay. I got to go to work. So I get tagged in to be this flag bearer for Transgender Jesus. And so they hand me the poncho. I got this poncho in my it's one of those, ponchos in a bag kind of deal. So I got this in my pocket. And we're just, Brian and I are just going and seeing what bands we can before the weather takes over. So we went and we saw Green Jello. Dewey, if you're still watching, I think where this story's going, but yeah, we went and saw Green Jello, and it was just a bunch of people in punk rock puppet heads pantomiming, playing the songs along with the Green Jello CD or something, and I'm just looking like a complete idiot because I'm like, no, you guys got to see Green Jello, because I had just seen Green Jello for the first time like a month earlier, and I'm like, no, you guys got to come see Green Jello. It's like the best show. They play like 3 songs and that's it, but it's like the coolest show. And we get over there, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I think we go on Facebook, and Bill Manspeaker is my Facebook friend, and he's like, oh, it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. Like, what the fuck, man? I believe they called that the Green Jello hometown something or other. I don't know. But we go back over, and Lost Elysium is gonna play the big stage right in front of the Albright Knox Gallery, and they're playing right before Cute Is What We Aim For. And at this point, Brian and I have already shat all over the singer from Cute Is What We Aim For his asinine statement that rape culture doesn't exist. We completely shat all over this guy on the air, on the podcast. And they're playing right after Lost Elysium on the big stage in front of the Albright Knox Gallery at Music is Art. And Lost Elysium gets 3 songs in, it starts pouring, and there's thunder and lightning. And now the rain's not going to stop the show. The thunder and lightning is what stops the show. It is a legal requirement for safety that you have to stop for a certain amount of time once, for an outdoor show, once lightning and thunder start. Within a certain area of a certain radius of the stage. So now Brian and I are hiding under all these tents, and I happen to have this poncho in my pocket I was supposed to do the thing with transgender Jesus. And ultimately, like, the thunderstorm ended up ending the show. So, I luckily had this poncho. I was staying nice and dry. And Brian and I are like, well, fuck it, let's try one of the food trucks. So we tried Lloyd's taco truck, and we were not impressed. And this was back when everybody was like, oh, Lloyd's is the best. Lloyd's is awesome. Everybody should eat Lloyd's. And we're just, this is okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. I don't, not my thing. I don't like rice. So, I actually ate rice for the first time in like 20 years a couple of weeks ago. Because it came with my Mexican food that I bought at whatever restaurant I was at that was playing Billy Ray Cyrus all day. But I got off track here. But yeah, so Music is Art. That was like my second or third or maybe fourth experience, even with like had to be my third experience. I don't know. I was trying to go to Music is Art, and that one got shut down by the thunderstorm. So Cute Is What We Aim For didn't get to play either, so that's great. So basically Lost Elysium headlined Music is Art. So I don't know, it was the following year, the year after that, but Brian is now, they moved the festival to Riverworks, and they do a pre-show the night before where they have some bands playing on the one outdoor stage that they had at the time, and it was raining. Of course it was. Outdoors at Music is Art. The big takeaway is that you don't like rice. I'm bringing fried rice to the 10-year bastard show. Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly what you were meant to take away from that whole rant. Anyway, but yeah, it starts raining. I posted like, it wouldn't be Music is Art if it didn't rain, right? And knocking on wood, because it's not supposed to rain Saturday. It's supposed to be like in the 80s. It's gonna be a gorgeous fucking day. But yeah, so the following year was, I think Brian was out of Lost Elysium at this point, and they were still scheduled to play Music is Art. So we're like, let's go see him. So we leave. So we go to see Lost Elysium, and this started a little tradition which was Brian and I went to see the bands that he had just left. So we saw Lost Elysium. And Brian couldn't even stay to watch. He was like, this is too bad, I gotta go. I was like, I'm just gonna stay and watch because I'm still friends with these guys. But it was not great. No offense to anybody that was performing with them that day. And then the following year was Brian was out of Breaking Solace, and they were playing, and we went and saw them, and we're I'm sending videos to their old drummer too, because he's like, I gotta see how bad this is. So we were sending videos to him. Brian and I are just sitting there like, oh hey, this is a tradition now. So the joke was, when we first got Music is Art in 2022, the joke was like, oh, Brian's gonna be watching his old band suck without him again. So I thought we did pretty well at Music is Art 2022. We did amazing last year, and there were so many people last year that were like, oh, the highlight was Living Brain Dead. And I'm like, we were? You sure you were watching the right band? Like, I know we got our banners on stage, but like, oh shit, that reminds me, I gotta message Sarah and see if we can bring our banners again this year. We got permission to use them last year. So yeah, that was but yeah, that's basically my history with Music is Art. And I don't have it anymore. My ex had the poster. I think it was the first year we went back to Music is Art, and I just shared it the other day. It was in my memories. Let's see if we can find it. I had it in my memory. Dude, John is sending me videos in Messenger, knowing full well I'm on the air right now. Yeah, give me a second. I want to find. I'll tell you the exact date that this happened, because I shared it the other day. It came up in my memories, and I told the story. But we went to Music is Art Festival, and it was one of the early ones at Albright Knox, Delaware Park, and we end up, there it is, September 13th, 2014. 2014. This is 10 years ago. So this was the 12th annual Music is Art Festival. So this is probably my third one back. Or maybe it was my first, maybe it was, I don't know. Blur. But we go to there's this table, right? And you could buy Music is Art posters and stuff, right? And also get like a little paper map of the festival. So we go over there, and my ex wants one of the festival posters, and they don't have any, but Robbie Takak happens to be right there. So the lady asks Robbie, she says, hey, do we have any more of these posters? He says, hey, hold on, we'll hang out right, you gonna be right here? Like, okay, yeah, we'll wait here. He says, all right, I'll be right back. So he takes off, comes back with posters, plops them on the table. He opens up the package of posters, takes out a Sharpie. He's like, who do I make this out to? And he fucking signed the poster. And I don't know if my ex still has it, because she did keep it when she left, but I don't know if she still has it. I could text her and ask her, but I just, quite frankly, don't want to. I'm not in the mood for conversation other than doing the podcast right now. So, but yeah, that was cool as shit, man. Just Robbie's the fucking coolest dude on the fucking planet. And it's so cool that he does this every year. He takes the time out of his schedule, and puts together this with his team, this amazing festival. And now they've partnered with Terminal B to do it there this year, because timing just didn't work out with Riverworks or whatever this year. So bigger space, more outdoors, which I'm not too thrilled about. Got to make sure I have enough sunscreen. But it's gonna be a killer day. It always is. And one of the bands that I am looking forward to seeing, who I just added to my list, actually. I've heard of this band. I don't know that I've seen them before. I know we've played them on the show once before. The first two bands we played today, we have not played before. So that was the debut on the ThinkSoJoE show of Star Theory and of Matt Smith's Nervous System. But this next band we have played on the show before. Trying to reach over and do this without looking, but I'm having trouble here. Okay. We have played them on the show before. I don't know that I've actually seen this band. And so I've added them to my list because I actually don't have a lot of, like, between 5 and 7 anything really going on. There are some bands I do want to see, and we'll talk about them when we come back. But this is a band called Orange Corner. They're playing the Blossom stage at 6 p.m. And this song is called King's Ransom on All WNY, the ThinkSoJoE show.
I never thought that I could blow away, but that's quite a hefty price to pay for you. And you know there's bills to pay, and I can't find my way out of this road. Once you give all you can give, then you start trading happiness for this. And you can live all you can live, or you could die and just live life like you did.
That was Orange Corner on all WNY Think So Joe show, song called King's Ransom. And you can catch them at 6 o'clock on the Blossom stage at Music is Art this Saturday at Terminal B at Buffalo's Outer Harbor. Going to be an amazing day of music all day. I don't have a lot on my list for the 5 to 8 o'clock chunk of the festival. I've got a couple at 5 o'clock that I'm like, which one do I go to? And it's Kevin Sampson and the Night Shift, who I saw last year. They were amazing. Or Strange Standard, who are always amazing, and I've seen them a ton of times and booked them a ton of times, and I've got their vinyl in the stacks over here somewhere. Amazing band. So those are both on at 5 o'clock. Kevin Sampson at Terminal B, Stage 2. Strange Standard at Lakeside Lawn, Stage 1. Orange Corner, who you just heard, at 6 o'clock on the Blossom stage is on my list. 7 o'clock Tuesday night, which not the night that it is tonight, but the band Tuesday night, again with the chair noise, which features Sarah Elizabeth, who is the programming director of Music is Art. They are on at 7 o'clock on Terminal B, Stage 1, and the Barksdales are on at 7:15 on the skate park stage. Friends of the show, friends of mine. I love those guys. I am definitely gonna catch some of Tuesday night and bounce over to the skate park stage and see the Barksdales. But there are good bands playing, just nothing I really was like, all right, I want to rush over and see this. Let me see what we got here. There's West Ferry is on at 5:30, Terminal B, Stage 2. The Nye, followed by Mother Nature's Son, 5:30 and 6 o'clock, Terminal B, Stage 1. Tuesday night, of course, we mentioned. What else we got? Just kind of looking for that 5 o'clock. Savo Highway is actually on the Blossom stage at 7 o'clock. We've played them a bunch of times on the show. Ribbit Exhibit also, we've played a bunch of times, also on the Blossom stage. They're at 7 o'clock. Goodbye Metro is on at 5:15 on the Refringe stage. They're definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen them before. The Weather Might Say Otherwise, we've played on the show a bunch of times. They're at 6:30 on the skate park stage, which, again, best stage of the festival, if you ask me, and it has been for 2 years in a row now. We got Ryan Kaminsky at 5 o'clock on the Buskers Alley stage A. We got Acklo, who I've heard that name a bunch of times. I've never seen them. They're at 6 o'clock on the Buskers Alley stage B. Addison Logan, that's another one. I know the name. I'm not really. I think we've played them on the show. And 5:30 at the Buskers Alley stage C. This is also the hour in which I believe when the kids stage switches over. It switches over at 6 o'clock from the Kids Village to the Bike Park stage, where the Tradesman Ice Cream Social, Cody and Heron are playing during those couple hours there. 6:30, of course, the Robbie Takak VIP performance. Now it's an auction system that they're using to give the tickets for the Robbie Takak performance, which means you got to have the VIP. And if you have the VIP, I don't know if they just automatically enter you. If you have to, I didn't really look into it because I don't have any intent of spending the money on the VIP myself. I know Jill usually does and probably will again this year. But also Grace Green at 7:30 playing a VIP set over there. So that's a lot of stuff going on there. But also, now I mentioned that at 5 o'clock, there's a couple of bands on my list, and it is listed as Kevin Sampson and the Night Shift or Strange Standard. I'm like, I gotta pick one. But also happening at 5 o'clock, I've had this open for a while now because I wanted to talk about this today. It is Singled Out, Buffalo's biggest singles mixer, happening at Music is Art. There's a get together at 5 o'clock. And let me, singles mixer outside the VIP area at 5 o'clock for this Singled Out thing. Now, if you are single like I am, and maybe you're having a hard time finding people that are you know like-minded individuals like yourself. Singled Out is aiming to fix that, aiming to help you with that. Singled Out is Buffalo's biggest singles mixer. You find the love of your life amongst the thousands of festival goers who have obvious shared interests. Window shop, flirt, make your move, and then join us at the mixer to match up. Fall in love in 2024 and make the Music is Art Festival your forever anniversary. Hi, Steph. Glad you could make it. Dress to impress and arrive early. Make a donation at the MIA merch booth to acquire your Singled Out wristband to help you stand out to your potential soulmates. It's capitalized, soulmates. And grants you access to the singles mixer. Explore the festival grounds all day, mingle and get to know new people, then attend the massive meetup at 5 p.m. outside of the VIP area. Participate in the MIA Singled Out match game. Link up and use the rest of the evening to enjoy the incredible festival environment together. Go on your first date, exchange contacts, and keep it going long after Fest. And it's hosted by artist Jess Full. That caught my eye. A lot of me is still like, I'm gonna be music mixed with dating. Yes. And Max says he'd go to it if he were off. For me, it is, I'm torn. Cause like, I'm perfectly happy being single, and I am not like, I don't think I'm in a good position to really let anybody into my life right at this particular point in time in my life. But that is, I guess from my understanding of reading this, you get a wristband, and anybody that's wearing this wristband is single and looking to meet people. I'm tempted to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm tempted to do. I mentioned it to John, and John was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. No." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I get it, man. Like, I also like, am I gonna spend this money? And then if I spend this money, like, am I actually gonna talk to people?" And then like, I don't know. I'm torn here. John's married to Laura. This is true. This is true. John's married to Laura. Max is too socially awkward for this stuff. I am too. And like, Steph's hung out with me, and so have you, Max. I know, but I can be outgoing if I'm introduced to people. I am not the type of person who will go, "Oh, hey, I see you're wearing one of these wristbands. Hey, do you want to talk?" Like, I feel like if I got the wristband, I might just not take advantage of it. I don't know. But at the same time, I also, if I'm wearing this wristband, I have a very, very, very visible place to wear it. Oh, thanks, Steph. I have a very, very visible place I can wear it, which is on stage at 1:15 at the skate park stage, playing with the Living Brain Dead. So I don't know. Steph says do it. Steph says I'm not awkward. I'm very sweet and a genuine good guy. Do it. Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot. That means a lot. It really does. But I am somebody reached out to me one time, and they were interested in me, and they said, describe yourself. And I used the word antisocial, and they were like, "How the hell can you be antisocial? You play in a band, you book shows, you mingle with people." And I'm just like, yeah, I have to like work my way up to that. I can't, like if I'm sitting at home, I'm not just gonna, most of the time, because Steph can vouch for otherwise, but most of the time I'm not just gonna be like, "Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go out and hang out with people." I gotta be like in the headspace, and I think maybe like the time that I did go out and meet up with Steph at Good Bar the one night, I think it was like I had just gotten home from something else, and I was already like, "All right, yeah, I could do more people. Let's go." Max says, if I was wearing it, I still wouldn't talk to people. I'd wait for them to come up to me. And that's what I feel like is going to happen if I buy the wristband. I feel like if I get the wristband, I'm just going to count on the fact that, like, I'm playing at 1:15. Maybe somebody will see me with this and they'll be like, hey, aren't you that guy from the Living Brain Dead? Like, yeah, that's me. You know, despite the fact I will probably have a shirt on that says I am in the Living Brain Dead or something along those lines. I have not made my festival shirts yet. I got 4 days to figure this out, what I want to do. Part of me wants to put a QR code on the back that leads to the website and make the website before 1:15 say playing at 1:15 on the skate park stage. It is this Saturday from 11 to 11 at Terminal B, Music is Art Festival. And part of me wants to just put on the go with what I've done the last couple of years and just skate park stage, 1:15. I almost said 7:15 because that's, I think, what we played the first year we played at 7:15. People always say the same thing to me about being antisocial and being a car salesman and being the front man. Yeah, exactly. You can be these things, just, social batteries and whatnot. I completely understand, Max, like 100%. I'm gonna rush through the second hour, the last 3 hours of Music is Art, because we do have to. We're about 10 minutes away from the end of the show, and I will give you my 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock itinerary, and then I'll go through and we'll find some other bands that might be of interest. Starting with at 8 o'clock, Letter to Elise is playing Terminal B Stage 1. Letter to Elise, we've played them on the show a bunch of times. Somebody has told me that they are former members of Mom Said No, and I saw Mom Said No at the Music is Art Festival. No, it's free to go to Music is Art. There's no charge. It's $10 to park at Terminal B, but there's free parking along the road there. It's free to get in. There's no admission. The wristband is what I'm talking about to pay. You buy the wristband for the singled out thing. That's what I'm talking about paying. Everything else is free. But if you ever want the most socially awkward ThinkSoJoE show with a co-host, hit me up. Yeah, I hear that. That was John the first time he was on the show. It was a couple of years ago. The Music is Art showcase, and John was just deer in headlights the whole time. But Letter to Elise, I saw them at, VIP is like out of my price range. I would love to see Robbie play, but like I also am like not spending that money because what am I going to do with drink tickets? But Letter to Elise, I saw former members of Mom Said No, and I saw Mom Said No. It was the year Yellow Sauce played, and I took my daughter home and I came back and I was trying to get over to Green Jello, and I figured I'll just cut right through Riverworks. Well, the problem was when I tried to cut through Riverworks, I couldn't. There were so many people in there watching Mom Said No play on that stage, and I was dumbfounded by how many people were just in there, just watching this band. And I ended up, I think, going back out and walking in front of the building to get around to the sideshow stage to see Green Jello. Just an amazing, they're amazingly talented musicians. They're young and they're only going to get better, which is a thing I say about a lot of bands. And believe me, it's true with them. At 8:30, I got Michael Delano. Speaking of young and only going to get better, the kid's 23 and he's just one of the most amazing fucking musicians you will ever see. He's playing at 8:30 at Buskers Alley Stage C. At 8:45, Urban Achievers is playing at the skate park stage. I saw them last year. Amazing. They had Robbie come up and sing a song with them. Robbie from the Goo Goo Dolls. Amazing band. They are followed on the bike park stage at 9 o'clock by the Clockers. Amazing band. Their drummer bought me a shot of Pepsi for my birthday a couple of years ago. True story. He asked the bartender for a shot of Pepsi, and the bartender looks at me and goes, "Shot of Pepsi?" And he gave me a shot of Pepsi. At 9:30, is back on the skate park stage is Grizzly Run. Amazing dudes, and they're friends of ours. A couple of years ago, their first Music is Art, we played on the stage behind the silos, and they were on the stage in front of the silos right after us. So, but also my friend Lazy Ass Destroyer was on the other side of the festival at the sideshow stage, and I wanted to see him. So I put my shit in John's car, walked over to the sideshow stage, saw the end of Lazy D's set, walked back over, caught the tail end of Grizzly Run's set. They're on at 9:30 on the skate park stage, and on the Cinder, who we're gonna play in about 5 minutes here. They are on at 10:15, also on the skate park stage. Great friends of the show, great friends of mine. I love those dudes, and I am stoked that they are closing out Music is Art this year, and I'm gonna be there to watch them. That's the end of my list, but there's also, let's talk about some other bands playing this last quarter of the festival from 8 o'clock on, because there's a magic show with Mark Weinstein at 8:30. Chucky Campbell, he's an amazing local rapper. He's on at 9 o'clock. Zach Ward, I went to high school with that guy. He's on at 9:30. Uncle Ben's Remedy and Grace Green, and that's the end of Terminal B stage. That's 8 o'clock to 10:30 at Terminal B Stage 1. That is just an amazing lineup on its own. And then there's Stage 2, where there's Johnny and the Man Kids at 8:30. Johnny Hart and the Mess at 10 o'clock. Amazing bands. Blackbird I saw last year. They're on at 10:30 on Terminal B Stage 2. Lakeside Lawn, Stage 1. Listen to this. You got TK Lips. You got Last Conservative. That's a name I haven't heard in years. You got Passed Out. And you've got PA Line, who are just a phenomenal band, playing at 10:15 on Lakeside Lawn, Stage 1. I don't know how I missed Coffin Hook. Coffin Hook's on at 6:45, by the way, on the Lakeside Lawn, Stage 2. I don't know how I missed them. They're amazing. That's Chris from Tudor. He's in that band, and they're 6:45. But 8:15, Sunless Winter. That's another amazing band. If you like the heavier stuff, they're on 8:15 on Lakeside Lawn, Stage 2. 10 Cent Howl and Flatbed are back to back, 8:15 and 9:15 on the Blues Americana stage. Flatbed, I saw them open for the Rearview Ramblers, and they are, they're a little country, but they're good. They're really good. They're amazing musicians. Definitely worth at least catching a song or two at 9:15. We're just looking for more bands, I know. But back at the skate park stage, we've already said Urban Achievers, Grizzly Run on the Cinder. Hyperview is the 8 o'clock band there. The Buskers Alley stage ends with performances in the 8 o'clock hour, which Steve Fleck on stage 1, Ian McEwen, on stage B, and Michael Delano, who we just mentioned earlier as being a phenomenal musician and playing with his band. He's on at 8:30 on Buskers Alley Stage C. In fact, don't I have him on my list? I do. I have him on my list. Yes. Okay. Then we've got a bunch of hip hop bands. Hip hop artists, I guess. J Exodus, Cassius Green, and Hip Hop Cypher, 8:30, 9:15, 10 o'clock. That's on the Dance Beat stage. The Silent Disco is still going all through the entire 12 hours of the festival, starting at 11 o'clock and ending with AZL, Bando, and Dagny in the 10 o'clock hour. We've got the bike park stage. We've already said the Clockers at 9 o'clock. We've got We Were Blank at 9:45. Amazing band. I saw them at Nietzsche's once, and I tried to buy a guitar off their opening band because I saw this dude's guitar. I'd never seen a guitar that looked like it was a PRS in matte black, double cutouts. I'm like, double F holes, and I'm like, dude, can I give you $600 right now? You give me that guitar? And he was like, no, I'm sorry, man. And it turned out he only paid $5 for it. He would have made a profit. And Market Research at 10:30 on the bike park stage. So just so we talked about from 11 a.m. We've talked in chunks, 3-hour chunks, all the way to 11 p.m. Amazing bands. I personally highly would greatly appreciate seeing as many faces as possible at 1:15 at the skate park stage while we play. But I know there's other bands that are amazing that are also playing at the same time as we are, and I'm kind of jealous that I don't get to go see them. Philip Steven, actually, who is one of the organizers and is in Skamagachi, he, on one of my posts, commented, "Oh, come see me play at 1:15." I'm like, dude, I can't come see you play at 1:15 because I'm playing at 1:15. He's like, you got a wireless? I'm like, I do, but I don't think it's going to reach from the skate park stage to the Lakeside Lawn stage. So, sorry, man, I can't. I would love to see your solo show, but I can't. I'll be there for Skamagachi. So, you know, it's all day, just all my friends, and I get to see all my friends, and this is my favorite day of the year. It is the one day where I actually look forward to being social, where I'm just like, oh shit, I get to see this person and this person and this person, and I get to see my friends that aren't in bands because they're going to see the bands, and it's and also if I see you at Music is Art and you say hello and I don't and I ask you who you are, just it's tradition at this point, so don't take offense to it. My friend Brooke, I have known her since basically high school, and every single year at Music is Art, she says hi to me, and I'm just like, and she's like, it's Brooke. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, hi. Yeah. And I feel so bad about it because Brooke is a very unique person, and very unforgettable person, and I tend to not remember her when she says hello to me at Music is Art. Last year I did, so maybe this year, but it's tradition at this point, and we've already established that when I saw her a couple of weeks ago at the Save Ferris show. But yeah, I got this whole list, and I still don't know if I'm gonna maybe skip out on the 5 o'clock bands and go to that singled out mixer. I don't know. Part of me is like, I'm not interested, and part of me is like, yeah, but what the hell, why not? You know? I will update you next week on the show, or if you see me at Music is Art, come say hi, and we'll talk, and I'll tell you how things are going. But I hope to see as many people as possible. It is a free event. It's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Terminal B, Buffalo's Outer Harbor. Parking is they got it up on the website, musicisart.org/festival, about parking and also public transit to and from the event. They do encourage ride sharing, so Uber, Lyft, whatever. But there is parking, $10 at 850 Furman Boulevard, rather. $10 for the parking lot there. There is free parking available along Furman Boulevard and down the road at Outer Harbor Drive. They'll have 2 free shuttles. Donations are appreciated, though, running throughout the event. One that's going to circle Furman Boulevard, and one that'll pick up and drop off at 617 Washington Street downtown. And also ride sharing is encouraged, but they're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to get there. I know from firsthand experience how hard the Outer Harbor is to get to on foot, so it's awesome that they've got arrangements made to get people to and from the event. So you know, especially for free. The rock radio station around here didn't do that for their fest of 15, 20 years ago, whenever the fuck that was, when I didn't get to see Billy Idol because I had to fucking figure out how to get back downtown so I could get my bus back to Niagara Falls. But we're running way over time here. This is the band that you can see at 10:15 at the skate park stage. It's our dear friends and on the Cinder. This is from their latest album called Heavy Handed. The song is called Coping. On the ThinkSoJoE show, Billy Idol's gonna freak out. Why is Billy because I mentioned him? Anyway, this song is on the Cinder. It's called Coping on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you at Music is Art Festival, and we'll see you next week.
Stories, I get a glimpse through every window. 90 years through
breath as the machines give up on me. Sleep next to my best friend. Mama leans wet till I close my eyes for good. Understand that it's over. I trust crap that it happened at all. Neurosex shows monuments. Memories are left behind. I won't be sad when it's over. But I won't have to last call. You was wrong with me, and I was wrong with you. But I need you more than everything. You was wrong with me, and I was wrong with you. Don't think about dying anymore. I don't think about dying anymore. At least not as much as I used to. Not ready to start doing nothing. This life is mine to lose. Not ready to start doing nothing. This life is mine to